Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Guy Dawson Show at WCOBM.com, the World Center of Broadcast Media. My name is Guy Dawson, and I am the managing member of Classy Communications, a full-service media and marketing company. If you would like to bring greater recognition to your business, your organization, or yourself personally, please get in contact with us at 702-845-6129 or visit our website, classycommunications.net. We are broadcasting to you live from the Gene Woods Racing Experience in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada.
Fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, WCOBM, through stone throw.
Boy, you really have just taken this to a whole. Now you got your own little
exercise,
your own little pitch that you're doing. The illustrious Quan is back in the studio with me. She is my co-hostess with the mostest. How have you been, Quan?
I got the most for sure. So much going on every day on an hourly base.
I know you got your kitty cat with you. What happened with how'd your kitty cat end up on the Guy Dawson Show today?
Oh my gosh, yeah, special guest. His name is Puffball. He's a really puffy, long fur, very sweet face. But he been losing a lot of weight recently. So went to see doctor yesterday, emergency. Doctor says maybe he swallowed something he shouldn't have because he's still kitty. They love to explore life. Sometimes hurt themselves very badly. So most likely get an emergency operation. I hope could avoid somehow get a treatment, something. I'm trying that way, so get a specialist until really have to give up and go into the operation room.
So they have to open him up and see what's in his stomach, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
You've been doing that when you're young?
Yeah. I swallowed all kinds of things. What was it I swallowed? A quarter? I think I swallowed a quarter one time when I was a kid, and I was having a lot of trouble with that. And
you did not go
luckily, as a human being, it works its way through your...
Oh, could?
It appears, yeah. It
really?
Reappears.
Wow, you have a golden poop.
Right. Yeah, well, that was one of my experiences.
Valuable experience.
We have an exciting show for you today. We have a good friend of mine, Vital Germain, and we are Toastmaster buddies. He is an inspirational speaker and an author. And
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me, Guy, and a pleasure to meet you. And I'm sorry about the cat. I'm an animal lover, so I feel your pain.
I know. I could not sleep for last couple of days.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It's very stressed out. But thinking positive, the things that happen in life, just have to deal with it one thing at a time. So I had to do a lot of self-motivation.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
It's all about attitude and perspective. You think positive, the cat will hopefully come out with 7 more lives or 8 more lives. How many lives? 9 lives.
9 lives. Cats have 9 lives.
Even without reading your motivational book, I'm motivated myself.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a very motivational guy. As a matter of fact, he and I did a workshop together recently. Yes. It was called What's Your Story? It was with Missy Day. She's been a guest on the show a couple of times. And I was just blown away. And I've known Vital for several years. We've been in Toastmasters. But I had no idea that he had such an impactful story. And he told that story at the event, and I just had to have him come on the show.
And I'm happy that I was a part of that event. It was really an inspirational. There were many other speakers, and I mean, I was inspired. I heard you share some of your knowledge and expertise, and it inspired me. And I think that's part of what we do here. You're communicating here on a beautiful platform, and you're here to share some of your stories with the world. And basically, I think the objective is to try and touch the hearts and souls of people. Right.
What made you want to do this? Be a motivational speaker?
Started the idea of the
Sometimes, we have a big master plan, and there are other times where things just sort of it's almost as if the universe guides you, and you don't really understand where you're going. And so I started writing the book more as a cathartic exercise to just try and get some of my life challenges out on paper. And then as I started to share the story with friends and people were like, no, this is powerful. You need to start sharing this and turn it into a book. So then I went through the process of, writing, rewriting, then writing again, then deleting and burning and scrapping it and then starting over again. And eventually it turned into a book, and I'm very happy to say that it's now on the market. And the metaphor flying without a net is about facing the challenges of life, having the belief that you can do it, and just going for it and spreading your wings and achieving your goals. It's about perseverance, embracing change, and the and the courage to pursue your passion. It's not easy to pursue one's passion.
So can I ask you how long takes your book from the beginning at the scratch until finish? How long?
I wish I could say it took a mere 6 months, but the process took at least 5 years, from sort of beginning concept to the rewrites to the getting it edited to finding a publisher. It's a journey, but I think anything that is worth achieving, I think, should take some amount of time.
Yes.
Yeah, that's about right. Actually, with I work with a lot of authors, and I've studied publishing quite a bit, and they say that most people, it takes 5 to 7 years actually to get their first book written, because you are evolving as you're writing the book, and a lot of times you'll switch the track that you're on.
Now, having written the first book, which took a lot longer, now the second book, which will be coming out soon, is a much shorter process, because now I understand how it works, and I'm actually now also working on a third book. So once you've kind of figured out the formula, not that you're going to copy, paste, and repeat, but you sort of understand the process, you're maybe a little bit more focused, and so it becomes a little bit easier. And then some way, somehow, it just flows now. It just comes out a lot more easily.
So how people can get this book is in the major
again, the book is called, it's not in bookstores, but you can find it on Amazon.com, or you can go to my website, engageteams.com.
Engage Teams with
Engage Teams with an
with
S at
.com.
the end, yes, .com. Yeah.
Books are such powerful tools, and I've been working with Kwan for a while, giving her some insight into the things that I've learned about why a person would want to do this. I mean, if you're out there and you have a dream of creating something like this, you have no idea the value of it.
No, it's true, the value, and I think, I used to be in Cirque du Soleil as a performer, and then so now, in terms of the book and what I do today in terms of team development, training, and coaching, is the reward is now when you know that you've been able to transform somebody's life. That is the equivalent of the applause on a stage. So for me, that's now the reward, is really connecting and inspiring people to overcome their challenges, be it in the workplace or on a personal level. That for me is now that new sense of applause on the stage, and I love it.
So what is the number one message you would like to share with our audience right now?
Oh, I have to narrow it
I'm
down.
sure
I have to narrow it down to
20.
one message.
The number one.
I think ultimately the message, and actually I'll quote somebody about this, that life, and that relates also to you mentioned about your cat. Life is about our attitude, and Viktor Frankl, who is an Austrian neurologist and a Holocaust survivor, his quote for me is so powerful and so touching, and he says, "The last of human freedoms is the ability to choose one's attitude in a given set of circumstances." And so in terms of personal life, in terms of being a successful entrepreneur, we face challenges. What is your attitude going to be, and how are you going to overcome those challenges and achieve that goal? So check your attitude. That's pretty much the message.
Yeah,
That's
it all
wonderful.
starts for me with the attitude of gratitude.
I love that.
And when I heard that statement years ago, it made so much sense to me. And here's why for me is that my grandmother is got the most attitude of gratitude that you've ever heard of anyone. I remember growing up, and my grandmother always used to say, "Count your blessings one by one. Count your blessings one by one." And she's now over 100 years old now.
Wow.
And she
That
just
applies
always
to her.
believed in that.
And in terms of attitude, I mean, I have to often, sort of apply my own lessons. And sometimes if I'm feeling a bit challenged or a bit down, I have to start refocusing on what am I grateful for? What are the blessings that I have in my life? And then when I sort of reconnect with that attitude of gratitude, it elevates my mood.
We
So-
all want to live 200 plus years, like to be grateful and have a great
95 years will do for me. I'm happy with 95 years on
Gratitude.
this earth. That'll be fine.
I'll tell you, that's a
Yeah.
phenomenal thing when you celebrate, when you see someone turn 100 years old. I mean,
what a
and,
beautiful age.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think
but that's one of
because
her the keys to her.
Yeah.
And she didn't eat fast food either. She
I eat
very
healthy.
rarely ate fast food.
I eat healthy. I try and live a healthy life, healthy mind, healthy body, healthy spirit. That's sort of my ongoing challenge. Life is a roller coaster. There are ups and
Yes.
downs.
Be
We face these
grateful.
emotional,
every day.
You have a really interesting story, your upbringing, where you were born. And I mean, in the second segment of our interview today, we're going to get more into depth with that story and I know you're not going to pour all of that out to our
No.
audience.
Tease.
You need to read the book and you can learn more about it, but I would like you to touch on some of the experiences that you had that led you to write a book like this and create the platform that you've created.
Okay, well, I'll sum up sort of my multicultural background in one sentence, if I may. Can I do that?
Very quickly.
I'm a Belgian national with a British accent, born in the Democratic Republic of Congo, who got to live the American dream by way of a French-Canadian circus. So,
Wow,
and he is
what a mix.
Vital Germain is the author of Flying Without a Net, and he's going to come back and he's going to share more information about his life and this book, his platform. The illustrious Quan is here today, and we are having a fantastic time on the Guy Dawson Show at the World Center of Broadcast Media, WCOBM.com. Stay tuned.
Tuned in.